Welcome back to Bad Take Philly, and tonight we're going to be talking about the Sixers playoff series, and we just had an electric end to Game 3 with a Joel Embiid game winner. So, Dakota, what are your thoughts?
Uh, Definitely an exciting game. I don't know if it was a game that we necessarily deserved the win. We had 27 turnovers. Usually, when you turn the ball over 27 times, you're not going to win the game. But it's just one of those things where you have the MVP making insane shots at the end of the game. So, I don't know. It's just one of those games where we managed to pull it out. You don't really know how, but you take it and we're up 3-0. So obviously really, really good spot to be in coming up with game 4 on Saturday. Like you feel pretty good about your chances to close it out on Saturday.
Yeah, we it was definitely shaky for a lot of it. I think we were down 17 in the first half.
Yeah.
Um, and I think part of that was obviously like the slow start away because we're in Toronto and it's going to be like a hostile environment. But one of the things that I really noted from game 2 is that like we had a huge lead. We were up by like almost 30 in game 2, and then we let them come back to almost single digits. And in the fourth quarter of game 2, we kind of just like looked very relaxed, and we did that a lot in the regular season. We gave up big leads, but that gave them a lot of motivation and kind of momentum going into tonight's game. But we survived.
Yeah, no, that was one of those things. Like this game, was the best Toronto's played all series, and this is the worst that we've played all series, and you still managed to win the game at the end. Obviously, like for later series, like you're not going to beat Miami, Boston, Milwaukee turning the ball over 27 times. Like,
Yeah,
that's not happening. But against Toronto, who doesn't have the same offensive firepower as those teams, I guess it'll get it done. I mean, again, having Embiid just making incredible threes and whatever, like it's going to help you out a lot in these kind of games.
yeah. I mean, he's looked good as always. He led tonight's game, and he led game 2 in points. And with only 5 points at half in game 3, he ended up with 33, and he shot over 60% from the field, which is impressive, especially for shooting a few threes. So
Also, Tobias on defense this game, not only this game, just the whole series has been really impressive. Like kind of limiting what Siakam's going to do. Like you don't even really notice him. Niang's had a good series defensively too. I kind of feel like, and Danny Green, the rejuvenation of Danny Green that came like out of nowhere. So
yeah,
I like what Doc's done, like cutting down the teeth. So like this series, like he hasn't like we haven't needed his impact because Doc's kind of like limited him and like so we've gotten adjusted to playing without him. So it's gonna be exciting to see like in the next round, like once we get Matisse and we're able to unleash him, like how much better we get, especially defensively. It's gonna be really exciting to going forward, like what the
yeah.
scheme
We
to do.
we did see that game 1 and 2. Sorry, Thibault usually starts, and he didn't. So I think it's like you said, Doc doing a good job, just trying to regulate everything throughout the series. But Tobias had, I think he had like 11 or 12 boards this game. On top of the like good defense, and even though Harden got fouled out, he had a good game. He was shooting well. He was getting to the basket, and he almost had a triple double. He had double digit assists. And Maxi, once Harden did get fouled out, he really stepped up and looked good in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah, five. I'm not sorry. Harden. I've been really impressed with Harden this series. I think game 2, he had like 3 steals, 3 blocks. Like you love to see him like engage defensively and making an impact there. Because if you get an impact defensively from Harden, you already know what you're getting on the offensive side of the ball with his passing ability and everything. But the defense from Harden is just is it's so important for this team to make a championship run playing the way that he's played. This is kind of more what we thought we were going to get. We don't need him to be like the ball centric, taking all the shots like he was in Houston, just like getting other people involved, getting them shots. Like this is a good, efficient Harden. And then with the defense too, like this is what you need from him to potentially like win a championship.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this before the series started. We kind of just talked about his like impact and what we thought he needed to do to, for us to be successful. And he's really just brought out the best of everyone. Maxi, obviously one of those people, had 38 points in game one. He looked awesome.
Yeah.
And at only 21 years old, he became the youngest 76er to score 30 or more points in a playoff game, which is very impressive. And everyone around him, like, was shooting great from three. Tobias on the offensive and defensive side. Niang only missed like 1 3 tonight, I think. Like, everyone's just playing really well.
Yeah, that game one from Maxi was just impressive beyond belief. Like, you love to see a young player getting on a national stage and blossoming the way that we've seen Maxi. So again, like, if he continues, he's not going to score 38 points every night, but if Maxi, is that spark on the offensive end and he's scoring 20 points a game, that's just another weapon that teams are going to have to defend. And you can put anyone on him and he's going to finish at the rim at an elite level. So love to see Maxi continue to improve, and it just only strengthens our chance to win a title potentially. So it's really exciting to see, like, this whole series, how it's played out. It's really good.
Yeah, and a few more positives. We talked before the series how we thought we knew we needed to limit the offensive rebounds and rebounds in general from Toronto. And except for tonight's game, who I think we got out rebounded on the offensive side. But in game 1 and 2, we really limited their offensive rebounds. We got second chance points. That looked great. And like I said, we're shooting very well from three, but the only thing about that is it's like might not be completely sustainable. So hopefully we keep shooting well and getting opportunities in the paint and going to the basket instead of always being outside.
Yeah, with the turnovers, like, obviously, well, like, I think like 80 straight possessions to open up game one with no turnovers, like, that's not going to happen again. Also, turning over the ball 27 times, you don't really think that's going to happen again either. So we've kind of seen like the two polar ends of the spectrum. Neither of those is going to happen, but like game two, I didn't turn over the ball a ton, I don't think. So just using this method that they've gotten, keeping teams off the boards, turning over the ball at a low rate, like, that's the kind of play that is going to win you a championship. And that's ultimately the goal with bringing in Harden, getting Embiid in his prime, help around him. Like, that's the goal, to maximize Embiid's prime and win a championship. So the way that they've been, you feel really good, especially Embiid. Embiid just looks like he's on a mission. Like, he wants to prove to everyone that he's the MVP, that he can win a title, and I would take him over anyone else right now. The way he's playing, he's just locked in on another level that we've never seen before from him.
Yeah, definitely. In game two, you saw him so fired up after like getting N1s and really any basket, and he really fed off the home crowd, obviously. But I think tonight you really saw like his true possibility of feeding off the away crowd. They were booing him, and he looked amazing as always. So
yeah, he embraces heckling the crowd, going back and forth. He also embraces Philly fans, cheering him on. He loves the show. He's a big showman. He loves all of that. And you love to see him embracing that, not shrinking under the pressure, like demanding to take the final shot. That's, it's good to see from Embiid. So, yeah, I think, obviously game four, even if we don't win game four, game five, we'll probably win. Like, the series is pretty much over after tonight. So it's really going to be on to Miami, assuming, they take care of Atlanta, which probably will. So, I mean, you got to think pretty decent about your chances against Miami. Miami's a really good team, but the way they're playing, they could beat almost anyone right now. I mean, maybe not like Golden State or Phoenix, but you gotta put Sixers up there in the conversation with all the other teams in the East on getting out and getting to the finals right now.
Yeah, and obviously, like you said, the series is pretty much over. There's never been a playoff team to come back from a 3-0 series deficit. So obviously that's a pretty positive note.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely gotta get the momentum going into the next series. It'd be nice to sweep Toronto. And we talked about Embiid, embracing the Philly fans, but you know who he does not embrace?
Tell
Drake.
me.
Drake, Dakota.
We
Because
don't like Drake.
Drake, we thought in the past that he was a, die-hard Toronto fan, live and die with Toronto. But we saw today that he smiles with Embiid and he laughs jokingly walking off the court. And we saw his true colors today. And he is a
Yeah,
front runner. And we do not want him in Philly. We don't want him anywhere near Philly. He can stay in the sixth with his Canadian friends. I don't want to see him having a cheesesteak in his hands. I don't want to see him at any Philadelphia Sixers opening ceremony with the bell ringing. I don't want to see anything. Okay, he can stay out of our city and he can stop joking with Joel, Hans, and V.
We here on Bad Take Philly are exposing Drake. That's our goal. That's if you take anything away from this channel, Drake's a fraud. All right, that'll do it from Bad Take Philly. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, leave a like. We should have a podcast video coming out Monday, I think, a full-length one. We'll be talking about the Phillies, we'll be talking about the Sixers, and we'll be doing a lot on the NFL draft. So make sure to check that video out.